here, everywhere, grandmamas, children, and babies. Welcome back to CallMeNakomi World. I am CallMeNakomi, and today we're going to be talking about some just great news that has basically shook up the NFL world. We're going to be talking about Shedeur Sanders and his current situation in Cleveland, and the competition for starting quarterback or for a quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, and other things that basically come up. I will please, before we start, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so before. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming through and just stopping by and chatting. Go ahead and drop a comment in the chat if you come through. Please go ahead and holler out and let me know what's going on. It's a roll call, baby. Let me know if you're coming from Brooklyn, if you're coming from California, if you're coming from Cleveland. I'm about to say Cleveland, Atlanta. If you're coming from Cleveland, Ohio. Everyone out there, all the CU aunties, all the CU uncles, all the CU deacons out there, wishing everything and blessings and favor upon that young man out in Cleveland. I thank you for that. I thank you for the support that we are showing this young man, because we saw exactly what we know we saw from a young child, a person with athletic ability. That happens from time to time, where a child is born and they have nothing from their parent that gets passed on. But Shedeur Sanders was blessed with an athletic ability. He's not as fast as his dad, might not be as big as his brother, but at the same time, he had an ability and he had an affinity towards football, where he wanted to be great. I'm not sure if it's because he wanted to be as great as his dad, but either way, if you really love a sport, you want to be great at it. I know that's exactly how I was with basketball. You know what I mean? I wanted to be great at it. And that took practice every single day. And that young man, Shedeur Sanders, showed that from a very, very early age, that he wanted to go in and he wanted to be great. How do I know this? Because I've seen the videos. I've seen from their reality show, that family's reality show. I'm going to be showing video of that. I'm going to be showing video of him going through his journey right now, going through training camp with the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to be going over current event news that's going on out there. I wish I would have got a chance to listen more about the Quinton Junkin situation, but hopefully I'll come back soon and I'll be able to drop some information about that. But we're going to be going on right now with the Cleveland quarterback controversy. I wouldn't say competition, but I don't know if it's not a competition, or if it was a competition, they went about it really, really wrong. They went about it very, very wrong. What's going on, Eric? How you doing out there, man? I understand Shedeur, but what in the world is Cleveland doing with? I don't know, man. I don't know. We're gonna talk about it. Because they just decided to say, you know what? Throw another chainsaw while you did juggling. Throw another chainsaw in there. I mean, I don't understand, with or without Shedeur Sanders becoming great, or at least a franchise quarterback. With or without that, I don't understand how the GM could keep his job. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, I get it. Yeah, he couldn't help it that Kenny Pickett he injured his his hamstring. At first some people were trying to lighten it up, saying that, oh, it's just a light hamstring strain, whatever. But no, one of the first things that I heard was that it was a grade 2, and that's basically at least like a month. You know what I mean? So with that being said, he obviously had to take some time off. And then Kenny Pickett also had to take time off. I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. So it has brought us to a very interesting predicament that's going on when the Cleveland Browns are approaching their first preseason game. It has come down to this. It is time. It is time for Shedeur Sanders to start. And it seems like he's going to get his start. But first, let's go back in time a little bit to show you a little bit of the character and some of the work ethic that this young man put in from a very, very young age. He put in work from a very, very young age. And I don't think that people give him his due as much as they need to. Give me a second. Here we go. And please tell me if you can't hear any of this audio, guys.
It was time for Peyton the corner to go toe-to-toe with primetime. But enough about Peyton the passer. It was time for Peyton the corner to go toe-to-toe with primetime.
Okay, it's not showing it in full, but it's going to show it basically.
Deion Sanders.
All right, here we go. Sorry, guys. Let me go ahead and rewind this a little bit. My bad. All right, so here we go. This is from Peyton's Places, I believe. And I didn't even realize that this was Shedeur Sanders back then. But this is a little bit before I became a true fan of Shedeur Sanders. But he basically took some pointers from Peyton Manning, while his father, legendary Hall of Famer, Deion Sanders, catching passes. That thing was so fast you couldn't even see it move through the video. I mean, maybe it was a little bit low resolution, but at the same time, that thing was quick. But he goes on to show that he's going to go train with Jeff Blake. And I don't know exactly what year this is, but I'm sure this is at least like 6-7 years ago. He looks high school. He looks maybe a freshman of college. Just wants to be great. That's all the man wants to do.
Everything's clean.
And he can kick some knowledge to him.
I want that talk. I want you in a position where they can't say anything about this. Your throne. Your reading.
Tell me if this is too loud, two people, please.
The only thing they're going to say about Shedeur Sanders is, well, he's not as fast as his dad. The whole time your dad,
that's given.
I never seen him run full speed. Your dad high step from the time he touched the ball to the time he stopped past your dad. He was skipping the whole time. And he still outrun everybody. I couldn't believe it. When they at the end of the day, that's all they can say about Shedeur Sanders. He's not as athletic as his dad.
He looks about high school age in this video.
Hey, you can have that all day. See, son, that's the attitude I want you to have. Your mechanics have to mean more to you than what it means right now.
And
okay, I just want that.
Let me. I'll pause that real quick, because I hope that people really kind of make those connective tissues to really, when you see the man now and he's out there passing, and how hard he works on his technique and the leaps and bounds he made just between rookie mini camp and now, when he's starting to really understand and see, because you can't really master it until you're actually in the building. So, but now he's actually in the building and he's learning the kind of things that at least the quarterback coaches and the coordinator wants to see from him. And then he goes back and applies it with his trainers. And then you see him come back. But this started from a very early age. Let me go ahead and finish this video.
Want to go to that next level. So Jeff Blake really put all this excellence and knowledge on me today. I'm heading back to Dallas to cut the college football.
He was already rocking the two embroidered in Boston in the headrest. This is him with Tom Brady. Let me go ahead and give y'all a bigger screen with this right here. This is him with Tom Brady. Just basically practicing on just the stance, the release, putting pressure on different areas to have the right form when you're making a pass. Zipping that ball. Such an early age, just zipping that ball, man. Listen, man. He was here. He and even Tom had to be like, oh man. I mean, it was greatness from a very long time ago. It was greatness from a very long time ago. Can you hear? Great. Thanks, Eric. You can hear. Yeah, man. It was greatness from a very long time ago. So it's not like this is new to Shedeur. So, he's been doing what he could do from a very young age, trying to be maximize his abilities and his strengths. You know what I mean? So, the story, gets drafted, goes to Cleveland. Honestly, to me, I feel like I kind of would put the Colts in there and also definitely the Saints in there, but Cleveland actually is not a place where it's actually a place where he has a really good chance of actually starting. because they had no real starter, and Deshaun Watson was hurt, so he was not going to play this year. But Cleveland moved in some real silence, like lasagna. They wasn't G's at all. They're not G's, but they were moving in real silence. That's all I gotta say with the kind of things that they've been doing, and how they've been conducting themselves in this quarterback competition. It started off in the beginning of mini camp, where they said that we're gonna have a real quarterback competition. A what's the word? Would you say not legal? A legitimate quarterback competition. That's basically how they presented this. That Joe Flacco, who they signed after they traded for Kenny Pickett, and then they also have Dylan Gabriel, who they drafted in the 3rd round, which nobody had a high round grade on him. And Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round, which actually had a number 1 round or 1 or 2 round grade on him. That's neither here nor there. I'm not going to relitigate that whole entire situation there. But obviously there was some real shady dealings happening that had got them in the situation where they had 4 quarterbacks, and everybody around the league is talking about it. All former players are just like, no one brings 4 quarterbacks to in the training camp. And as some sayings go, anything more than 3 is too many. But they decided to do 4. But actually, it's not 4, because they still are paying Deshaun. So they have 5 quarterbacks. And now, just yesterday, they decided to sign Huntley. I can't remember his first name, but he also has a nickname there, Huntley. But they have him. But it's understandable now with the fact that with Kenny Pickett being out or limited, and Dylan Gabriel being limited, you would bring in another quarterback. But beyond even that, Gabriel is limited in a lot of other ways. And they just playing with my man. Listen, they've given Dylan Gabriel all possible chances in training camp. Let me this is from the beginning, from absolutely the beginning. 2 seconds. So this is how training camp started. Flacco got 34, same as Pickett. They gave them basically about the same. They gave Gabriel even more than that. And besides Flacco, I'll say that basically they all had about the same as far as percentage. But as we fast forward, hold on. To day 10 stats. I don't know. I don't think that they had any stats coming from today, but maybe they did. Hold up. Yeah, just for the stats, but just for the day. 7-9, 4-12, and this is them this is Gabriel and Pickett being hurt, but this is basically them in limited practices where they're not throwing to any kind of defenses. And Shedeur basically playing with 2s and 3s, playing against the number 1 defense, and he's still 7-9. He missed 2 passes, but he was great. Oh my goodness! Please, let me show you one of the passes that this man made. It literally is clocked as being the fastest pass ever recorded. That thing got out of there so quickly, it didn't even make sense. And it went to, I can't remember, I think it was not DeJounte, what's his name? Deontay Johnson? Yes, his name. But that thing comes out so quickly, and they clocked it. I forgot what's the speed. I think it was like somewhere like 70 miles an hour. I mean, the fact that homeboy was able to actually turn around and catch that, I give him props, and I give Shedeur props. And I actually heard that it was they called it dead or whatever like that because of a penalty. So he didn't get credit for it exactly, but at the same time, it was in a hurry situation, and he was able to get that ball out so quickly as soon as that receiver got into his motion to come back. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see this on TV. Okay, so latest news. Hold on, real quick. Let me see some other things real quick. Before I go any further. Just making sure I just didn't miss anything else where I wanted to show right quick. Okay, so hang with me here, people. Hang with me here. These are some other showings from Shedeur during day 10. This is where basically it really just made it was obvious that Shedeur had so much ability out there. This dude right here, if he was a little bit longer and a little bit taller, he would have caught that ball. But this is a compilation of all of his passes that he made on day 10, where he was just dropping dimes on people. Him, Luke Flourier or Flournet, he's definitely going to be a target. Also, he was passing to, I forgot the dude, Gage. I think it was Gage. He was catching balls out there for Shedeur. And he's just showing that, hey, he's just like, listen, I don't care what the competition or who my teammates are. I'm going to make them all rise to the occasion because he's a leader. He also can basically, he has that, to me, that Tom Brady gene where he is able to take not so well-known people to the promised land. He's shown that even with, I mean, not saying that who Colorado's people was bad. Lord knows. I mean, I'm definitely looking to getting Wester and Jimmy Horn in fantasy football as soon as they start to get the big lion's share. I might have to grab him in the draft, or I might miss out on them right there because Horn looks like he can't be stopped. I'm right now. Like, listen, Colorado's wide receiving core that they just sent into the NFL right there all look like soon to be legends. I hope they all stay healthy and have long, this completely successful careers, guys. It's completely successful careers. Other passes to Luke. I can't wait to hear that. Rome and Luke is going to be just doing the thing out there, man. I can't wait to see it, man. Can't wait to see it. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Oh yeah, and the second pass that he made to Luke Floria, that's his name, Luke Floria. The second pass that he made to Luke Floria in that situational practice, basically he actually made it where he was close enough for the field goal, which was the aim of this practice, was to get into field goal range. And Shedeur put down an amazing pass in between traffic to Luke, and they was right in position to make the 40-yard field goal. I mean, sometimes it's not about, I mean, he has great arm strength. He's not Michael Vick, you know what I mean? But at the same time, he has great arm strength. He has great touch. He's used to having receivers that are a little bit faster. That's right now, man. He needs some faster receivers, man. So right now, he needs some faster receivers. This one right here, that should have been 6. Step back. Man makes his cut. He already beats his man. All the way out there. Ooh. It just need a little bit more faster to be underneath that, man. Jerry Jeudy, somebody like that, underneath it, it's gone. It's gone. I'm telling you right now, man. So he's been going through this. He's been going through, let me see if I can find this, man. I'm trying to find this. Hold on, man. Hold on, y'all. I was trying to find, dang, man, I thought I had that. My bad, guys. But basically, I was trying to find, maybe I could just say it. I wish I could show it to you guys, but I'm not in the position to do so yet. My bad, guys, my bad. But the latest stats as of the 3rd of August, the stats from training camp for the Browns. Here's the numbers. Flacco had 92. I'm going to go from the highest amount of passes, passes to the least. Dylan Gabriel topped everybody with 113 passes. He completed 62 of them for 54% completion rating with 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Next came Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco had 92 passes, and he completed 54 of them, which is, that's definitely less than Dylan Gabriel. Although Dylan Gabriel took more passes, maybe had more attempts, but still, he completed 58% of his passes with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kenny Pickett, 34 passes. Now I'm at 34 passes. He completed 23 of them for 67% with 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Now that is less than Shedeur Sanders' passing attempts, but at the same time, he would have gotten more. He would have gotten more attempts if it wasn't for the fact that he got hurt. But 67%, not bad, not bad. And this is back on the 3rd. This is not since he came back and had his limited practices, which they're counting limited practices. I'm just like, all right, let's be fair. They probably did for Shedeur, so all is fair. That's the numbers. It's the numbers. These are the numbers too. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie, right? So Shedeur Sanders made 70 pass attempts. He landed 49 of them. That's more than half, obviously. That's 70% completion rating with 6 touchdowns. He doubled, Dylan had 4, but he doubled the other 2 veteran running quarterbacks and 0 interceptions. So he's obviously shown that pound for pound, by the numbers, he is a better quarterback than the other guys. But they insisted on continuing to basically make him practice with third string players, sometimes second string. I've heard sometimes second string. I haven't heard yet that he has practiced with the first string, and it makes no sense that if tomorrow when they have practice, I believe they're gonna have practice tomorrow, but tomorrow, and he is not practicing with the ones, how is he supposed to start? Make it make sense, Kevin Stefanski. Make it make sense, Barry. Make it make sense, plain and simple. I don't understand exactly how, by the numbers, he shows you guys, no matter who he's playing with, he basically makes them look great. But then you had him throwing to just this equipment people. That was to me was the biggest slap in the face, because it was just like, you can't even spare one of your just bodies, just warm bodies in training camp for me to throw to. I get it. A lot of people are doing a lot of things, but no, I don't get it. That was foul. That was absolutely foul. Eric said, Judy and Deontay Johnson are wide receiver 1 and 2. I mean, I hope that's basically how it's going to come out. And I'm glad that that Shedeur has experience throwing to Deontay, but I hope they don't mess over Judy. I mean, I know Judy's pretty good, even though I've never really saw anything amazing in Jared Judy. Yeah, he got some burn last year, but at the same time, when he was the man, pretty much the man, they greenlighted him out in Denver. He never really showed me nothing. So I mean, let's just say I'm not targeting Judy specifically in my fantasy league. I hope he does well for the Cleveland Browns, because if he does well, that means that Shedeur did well. But at the same time, he needs better receivers, man. I was hoping that they might have pulled Terry McLaurin out their hat, but I don't know. The Browns are stuck right now. I don't think they really want to be good. I don't know how they think they're going to sell and pack out a brand new arena if a brand new stadium if they're not good. Or not just not good, but they need to have draws. So they need to start. I mean, they not saying they haven't tried. That Quinton Junkins situation basically just derailed a whole lot for the Cleveland Browns. But at the same time, one guy getting into trouble shouldn't break your entire season and mess up all your plans. So let's see what Jerome Ford does, and let's see what Dylan Sampson does. And I forgot the other dude, Pierre Strong. I think that's his name. Let's see what they do. basically out there. But so Shedeur, when he came back after, so when Kenny Pickett was down, Shedeur Sanders had an amazing day. The next day, he basically reported that he had some throwing shoulder soreness. And so they basically, I don't know if he said that he wanted to be held out or if they said that he wanted to be held, that he needs to be held out. It sounded as though they said to hold him out, which I'm not mad at that. As long as they basically got back to it right after, you know what I mean? As long as they got back to it, and had it him being able to come back out, and they was not going to try to shelf him for a couple of days, you know what I mean? But it was on that day that Dillon Gabriel pretty much laid an egg, and he was like 3 of 14 or something like that. It was crazy, the numbers, and everybody was just like, this is what we've been trying to show you, bro. This is what we've been trying to show you. Dillon Gabriel is not great. He's not great. Dillon Gabriel he's, I mean, don't get me wrong, he probably is good behind some massive offensive line, but you don't have that right now, Cleveland. You need someone who's going to be definitely able to finish those passes and be a little bit taller to be able to handle it. Just go with the dude. I mean, especially he's going to have that same situation because the same O-line is going to be protecting him, but at least he's more accurate. So, and he seems like he can't take the pressure right now. So, I mean, you might as well do what you got to do. That's all I got to say. So Shedeur did do some interviews when he came back, and I wanted to play some of that sound. Here we go. Let me bam.
I would definitely say mentally, even regardless.
So this is real quick. Let me just introduce this video real quick. This is Shedeur Sanders said he's grown the most mentally. So here we go.
I would definitely say mentally, even regardless if media, have good ways or bad ways that come about me, I'm more mature and not making those same mistakes I made, in college or whatever I did. So, I treat everybody with respect and with care. And whenever everybody gets over, their own hate towards me for their own weird reason, then, everything will be back good. So that's it. That's where I grew the most, is I'll say mentally. I would definitely say mentally.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I could appreciate that. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I'm sure it really took a big man, a big person to be able to handle the pressure of what he's been going through, and to continue to persevere, never lose confidence in himself. It shows that basically he has a good head on his shoulder. He's young, he's young. If I could tell you the things that I did when I was younger, I mean, I took risks, plain and simple, but thank goodness I got through it. I'm glad that he has a good enough head on his shoulders that he's getting through it, Let me see. There's another part.
In college, it's just adjusting to starting and stopping on.
Okay, so this one right here, basically, he's talking about his holding out for shoulders, not playing that one day, not practicing that one day with shoulder soreness. He's addressing it. They asked them, when have you ever had this situation before?
Yeah, in college. Yeah, in college it was often. It's just adjusting to starting and stopping. Honestly, that's all it truly is. Sometimes you're going hot.
Starting and stopping, meaning that basically he probably had to wait who knows how long to get more reps. He's used to going. And I mean, yes, he definitely has been trying to keep his arm warm by passing, but maybe this needs a little bit. Sometimes you just need to take a little, take a moment. You know what I mean? Do something a little bit lightweight instead of, doing something high impact, on those muscles. So, it's probably good for him that he got to rest his arm, because Lord knows that next day he came back, he was throwing bullets out there. mail out bullets. He mailed out bullets.
Then you'll wait for a second, and you'll get cold, and get back hot, and get cold, and I wasn't, my arm and body wasn't used to that, so it's just an adjustment, like within the body, within my arm. So
Right. Yep. So here's some more. They asked a lot of different questions there, guys.
Pretty much, I view it as
This is him talking about how many snaps he's getting.
Yeah, I would say pretty much. I view it as the defense does a great job of mixing players in. So backers, you got rookies out there sometimes. DBs, you got different guys out there. So it's not mentally I go out there and I'm like, these are the ones I'm going to get nervous. Like, it don't got anything to do with that. And truthfully, I don't care what line I go out there with. It could be 1s, 2s, 3s, whatever the situation is.
That's what I'm talking about, son. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care what line I got going out there. It don't matter what line I got going out there. I'm used to not playing with a line, but give me a line. Give me some dudes who really want to block for me, and I'm going to make magic happen. But I don't care. It don't matter who I'm going out there against. It don't matter who I'm going out there with to go fight. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make something out of nothing. $1 out of 15 cents.
I know Friday when the game is, if I'm with 2s, I'm with 3s, it don't matter to me. I'm just ready to get down and get, doing what I could do.
Confidence. I love it. Confidence coffee, baby. Confidence coffee.
Stay focused mentally. Dad, he's one person that
Yeah, so this is when they talking to him about his dad.
Stay focused mentally. He's one person that he'll handle his. We handle what we got to do. So it was something that we really ain't even having a formal conversation about, because it was like, y'all need to focus on what y'all can focus on. Y'all can't sit here and feel sorry for me, and then that's affecting y'all doing that. So we all knew, because our family be talking in group chats and everything. So what happened?
Nothing stays a secret like that in the family unless somebody swears somebody to secrecy, boy.
That y'all able to see and y'all able to understand, everything on the field, off the field, what I go through. So then, you gotta be some type of human at some point in the way how I'm doing everything and how I'm handling everything that's thrown at me. You got no choice but to applaud at that.
Shedeur, here you are.
Give yourself flowers, my dude. Give yourself flowers. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. You are climbing through fire right now, man, and you are coming out unscathed. I'm glad that he's talking like this too. He's being very, very humble and respectful, but at the same time, he is basically not humble. He is just like, listen, I know my worth, and I don't care what all of this is going on, all the minutia and all the games and the facade and all this stuff, all this posturing. I know who I am, and all I need to do is basically get on the field. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to get on the field and try to win games, and they trying to stop it. Too legit. My man Eric says they drafted Dylan Gabriel before Shedeur Sanders, which I didn't understand. I was just like, Dylan who? He wasn't even one of the top names. Shedeur Sanders been one of the top football names for like I don't know how long, at least 4 years since he entered into Jacksonville. Dylan who? And it wasn't just like, just the Black community. No, everybody knew Shedeur Sanders. Everybody was looking at Shedeur Sanders. I found a Mary Kay interview where she was talking about Shedeur Sanders. Do I got that joint up here? Where is it?
Taking Shedeur at today, and I'm going to make a trade. I'm taking Shedeur at number 2. I'm going to do the obvious right thing there. I'm going to take Shedeur at today, and I'm going to make a trade. I'm taking
the obvious right thing. The obvious right thing. Clear cut top 3. Obvious. But who am I? I'm just a lowly YouTuber who out here who trusts their eyes and won't let anybody just pull the wool over them and make them think as though they're I'm hallucinating. I'm not hallucinating. I know exactly what's going on. So I mean, no matter what you say, it's. I mean, I'm glad that some people are finally coming around. Mary Kay actually might have started saying some kind of nice things about him. Here's one dude right here. I mean, hold up. Is this the full one?
Firstly, since growing up, in each level, it always been something. How do I block out the noise? I would say it always been like I always face adversity, since growing up. In each level, it always been something. So you just know how when you figure out how people come at you, and life is a cycle. It keeps repeating over and over and over. Then you understand, what game this is or what they're doing. So I can never feel less than. Nobody could ever make me mentally get out of position in the situation I am. I'm thankful for who I am. I'm thankful for who my dad is. I'm thankful for my family, and no one can make me feel bad about the blessing that I do have. How do I block out the noise?
Amen. I feel proud to be a fan of this kid. That's the kind of energy I be on. Can't nobody stop my shine. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no. Gotta keep moving. That's how it is, man. It's just like, listen, I know who I am. I know where I came from. I know all the work that I put into it. So I know exactly what I need to do. And I'm just gonna keep on doing it until I break through and I get that opportunity. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Who had the number 2 pick? The Browns had the number 2 pick, and they decided to trade the number 2 pick to Jacksonville. And that's how Jacksonville drafted Travis Hunter. And the Browns, I believe, moved down to the 5th and picked up Mason Graham. That's basically how that whole thing happened. The way that they was doing the shenanigans, they could have had Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders, but they when you basically think you think you smarter than you really are. You know what I mean? They could have had Shedeur and Travis if they really wanted it, especially because he probably could have dropped to the 2nd. But for some reason, that's why I don't exactly feel as though it was purely the league intervening into this situation. I feel like there was some, collusion that happened where they set it up where the Browns could get him at a very, very later round, a much later round, because there's no way that all these teams, especially teams who need backups and teams who need starting quarterbacks, passed on this kid over and over and over again. One team that I actually thought that I was just like, oh, that would have been a good spot for Shedeur. I said it before, was the Los Angeles Rams. He could have sat behind Stafford at least for a year or two, and he could have basically been LA's heir apparent with all these toys and all these toys and weapons and a good coach ready to just draw up stuff for him. Because right now, Stafford, I'm not even sure he's going to play. With that being said, consider your wide receiving core when you're going to be drafting for LA. I'm not, as far as I know, I don't know if he's going to be ready for the season, but he's not playing right now. It's training camp, and that's in 3 weeks. I don't know when he's coming back, but Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, the young Cat Ferguson. I was actually really looking at Ferguson, but when I found out that he was actually not doing well, it is what it is. I mean, hey, Eric said, would you take Shedeur Sanders over his teammate Travis Hunter? Though it depended on what I needed. If I was the Browns, hell yeah, because what I needed the most, I didn't need another corner. I didn't need another wide receiver. That would be the same situation that the New York Giants put themselves in last year, where they decided to. Where they ended up drafting 6th, I believe. Basically, we went with Malik Neighbors. But the situation is, you have Malik Neighbors, a possible generational talent at wide receiver, but he has no quarterback to throw it to him. You can't have the cart before you buy the horse. You know what I mean? So that's exactly what Cleveland was pretty much kind of did, or that's what they did pretty much. And they didn't even pick up a wide receiver. All they had was Jerry Jeudy and a bunch of practice squad guys. They, don't get me wrong, I feel like they found some really good diamonds in the rough out there. Luke Floria, definitely Darryl Fanning Jr. I can't wait to see him out there. I didn't think that Tillman was that bad last year before he got hurt. So I actually think that they might not be a bad team. this year, but they definitely could have invested a little bit more on the offensive end. They did with Judkins, and Judkins, I believe he's a pass catching back too, but he was going to be more of like a Bijan Robinson from the, you like what I did there? He said his name is pronounced Bijan, not Bijan. Whatever, dude. Your mom call you Clay, I'm gonna call you Clay. That's all I know. Plain and simple, bro. So anyway, I feel like definitely you should have drafted the quarterback. Just like I thought that whole culture win that the Giants did at the end, close to the end of the season, where they had the number 1 pick. I feel like that right there was a setup also. Who wants the number 3 pick? Who wants to win one game? I mean, you already suck. Who cares if you pull one game out? Your ass. No one cares. No one cares. You telling me that the fans in New York was happy that you basically played, that you pulled that one you were in drafting? If you're gonna suck, you might as well suck the best. That's what it all comes down to. If you're gonna suck, might as well suck the best. Don't throw the whole entire season or create a team that is just garbage and then waste an opportunity of being number 1, because the goal, the objective is not to pick that high. The objective is not to be a lottery pick. But if you're going to be a lottery pick, get that number 1 pick. This ain't the NBA where it's all a lottery. But at the same time, if you suck the worst, you get rewarded for it. So you could have had your complete all over round pick. You could have had Cam Ward if that was your flavor. Or you could have had Shedeur Sanders, who you've been stalking for who knows how long. He has you blocked. And he also basically said, do not answer and change your name to it. I mean, it is what it is. All your numbers blocked forever, Giants. Listen. So I told y'all before I entered the fan transfer portal. And I can't even say was or am. That's how stuck in the middle I am with being a Giants fan from New York, born in Brooklyn, New York Giants fan since 2007. I was a big football fan before, but 2007 when I became a New York Giants fan, and I said, planting my flag and I'm not going nowhere. I don't know, man. I told my brother the other day, and he was just like, you can't change your colors. Yeah, you know what? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. If that's basically what time y'all on, I can. So I reserve the right, just like all Cleveland fans deserve the right to abandon Cleveland if they decide that they don't like what they're doing. What if they basically decide to trade Shedeur or cut Shedeur? He goes to another team. He's great. Y'all get Arch Manning in a year or in 2 years, and he's a bust. He's an Andrew Luck. I mean, it is what it is. That's all possible. It's all possible. What you have in your hand, bird in the hand, better than bird in the bush. Might as well basically take care of it, man. Take care of it. But anyway, this man out here doing his thing. He's living his best life out there with the fans. My man's out here just having fun, meeting the kiddies, man. Just meeting the kiddies, man. He's out there kissing babies like he's running for president, my baby. Come on, my boy. Cowboy boots coming up, basically like, hey. I wish I had the audio for their conversation, yo. Let me stop playing because I know that song is basically a big time song, Toy Story and all that stuff like that, basically. But hey, my man enjoys the kids. Listen, my man loves the kids. This is the mood right now. I'm gonna tell you why this is his mood right now. He out there dancing. You wouldn't know why he dancing? Because my man just got announced to being the starter for preseason. He kept his head down, put the work in, and he's just like, hey, what more can I say to you? Nothing more. Took a day off, came out, mailing out bullets. What more can I say to you? So my man's like, hey, I'm just gonna do whatever's gonna happen. Perfect timing, baby. Plain and simple. Never wishing any kind of hurts on nobody, but that's the sports. Dylan Gabriel goes out with a grade two hamstring strain. Gotta take some time off. He's in limited practices right now, but who knows if they want to basically really push it if they're trying to play him come season. Dylan Gabriel, I'm not sure if it's minor or major or if it's on the same level as Kenny Pickett, but he has a hamstring injury also. So he's taking time off and he's limited right now. Don't know if they're planning on putting him back, but right now, with the fact that the first preseason game is Friday, they have announced that Shedeur Sanders is going to be the starter. So they're like, all right, fine. I'll marry you, Gina. Damn. But hey, all Gina needed was her foot in the door. That's all she needed, basically. That was going to happen, regardless of what. This is perfect time. And my man is basically out there with the kids, is having fun. It's having fun. So this is all happening. Oh, why they basically got another guy in here. What's his name? Herder, whatever his name is. This new backup quarterback. They have him coming in. I'm guessing that's because of the fact that, I mean, if Dylan can't go and Shedeur can't go, and Dylan can't go and Pickett can't go, and they wasn't planning on throwing Flacco out there anytime soon. Shedeur Sanders is pretty much the only capable quarterback who could actually maybe do a game. So he might split the game between him and this new cat, and I'm not mad at it. Because where there's a will, there's a way. And all he wants to do is show that what he could do. Not that he got to go out there and be the next coming of whomever. He just wants to go out there and show you that he looks, acts, and performs like a NFL quarterback. That's all he wants to do. Just get that opportunity. He's been showing you that he can, and you still won't put him out and give him the props and prepare him the way he needs to, because now, I mean, maybe they're not wasn't planning on putting any first team players out in the preseason anyway. So he might be playing against the dudes that he basically used to playing with. But he's not mad at it. He's not phased. He's gonna go out there and he's gonna do what he got to do. You know what I mean? I wonder sometimes if Cleveland didn't want him to basically go out into the community and ingratiate himself with the community in the way he has, so that they wouldn't lose the support of the fans. But that's too late, my dude. That's too late. You basically, you drafted a dude who was a star before this, and that's how I know now that. Thank goodness Dallas didn't draft him, because he would definitely not have fit in Dallas, because Jerry can't have nobody more famous than him on that team. And easily Shedeur Sanders would have been. Shedeur Sanders is from Texas. Easily Shedeur Sanders would have been the most important person on that team. Easily. Cleveland, stop changing quarterbacks every year. I don't believe in changing coaches every year, and I don't believe in changing quarterbacks every year, especially if the quarterback is actually, I've seen the quarterback be good. Sometimes a quarterback has to be in the right situation with the right personnel to really succeed. And I feel like it's trial by fire right now for this in this season for Shedeur. But hey, pressure bust pipes and make diamonds. And I feel like Shedeur's ready for it. I feel like Shedeur is absolutely ready for it. So we're going to go out there. We're going to support on Friday at 7:00. The first preseason game for the Cleveland Browns is going to take place. They're away right now. They're going to be practicing joint team practices with the Carolina Panthers, and they're going to play their first preseason game in Carolina at 7:00 Eastern time. I'm definitely going to watch. I've been looking at the NFL Network app and basically trying to figure out which package I'm going to have to go grab, because I cannot not watch that. I'm going to have my Shedeur Sanders jersey on, and I'm going to be watching it. and I'm gonna see. I need to see if my TV could get that that app. Has to be able to. But yeah, I'm not gonna miss it. I cannot miss it. Please, guys, if you're still here, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so before. I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit that like button. Just hit that like button. Hit that bell also, so you know when I come back on, so you know that you could basically jump on with me and spend some time. Go ahead, roll call real quick. Where you guys watching from right now? Let me know. Besides that, let me see what other situations. I know that there's some new news about Quinton Judkins. I'm gonna have to do some research. I don't want to comment on it if I don't know much about what any kind of new developments that's been going on in that case. But I heard that Dylan Sampson is definitely a fast beast out there, and I think maybe in tandem between Jerome Ford and Sampson, it might be a good look for the run for their running game. You know what I mean? Definitely they are set on tight end. Actually, I heard that they got, well, I don't know if they're going to get that third. They're probably going to have all three of those tight ends in with the team. But I can't wait to see what he's able to do. What's going on, Eric Kwan in LA? Yo, what's going on with you? Listen, I'm usually talking my Lakers. I'm usually talking my Lakers, but not today. Real quick, I'm going to basically, just wrapping up this Dion coverage. I mean, this Shedeur Sanders coverage. Very excited for him that he's going to get to start. Definitely going to be out there. I'm definitely going to be watching, and hoping that he has a great game, so that there's going to be no denying it. There's going to be no denying it. But at the same time, I'm giving him some grace because he is a rookie and everybody has to start somewhere. So, but I have complete faith in him that he can improve himself and rise to the occasion whenever he has the opportunity to do so. So, with that being said, I don't want to go in too long. I'm already almost an hour here, man. God, thank you guys for standing in and chilling with me and hanging with me for this time. But please, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Oh, I can't go yet. I'm going to have to do some posts about this. Please follow me on Instagram at CallMeNakomi. On Instagram, CallMeNakomi1 on Twitter, and CallMeNakomi with the number 1, both Twitter and Blue Sky. Follow me there. I'm going to be announcing my CallMeNakomi World Fantasy Football League this season. Please, if you're interested, please go ahead and drop me an email with your email address, and let me know your you can name your team whatever you want to name it. But if you want to participate in the CallMeNakomi Fantasy Football League this year, please go ahead and send me an email at CallMeNakomi@gmail.com. CallMeNakomi@gmail.com, and I will send you out an invite. And I will definitely be having a trophy for this season. It's going to be fun. I love playing fantasy football. Why my light go off? It's crazy. But I love playing fantasy football. I play it every single year with my family, with my work people, and I want to play it with my fans or with my viewers, my subscribers. I'm saying your fans. But you kind of fans. I mean, you should be a fan. I mean, I'm saying, well, I'm kind of cool. I'm kind of a cool person. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate I appreciate your watches. I appreciate your views, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I just want to interact with you guys. And one way that I definitely can interact with you even more is through fantasy football. So please send me an email, CallMeNakomi@gmail.com, and I will send you an invite. Trying to get this nice 10-person league going. You know what I mean? Maybe push it to a 12. That'll be really cool. If I get enough people, maybe I do a 14. It doesn't mean you got to dig in the crates. But you know what? I know plenty of receivers out there basically to fill up my team. So go ahead. I'm going to come back another day and we're going to talk some more fantasy football. We're going to talk and go over some different football news. Lord knows I stay plugged into football. So we could talk about a whole lot of different things. I've been meaning to come back and give you guys my division predictions. And hey, go Giants. Go Browns. Guys, please take care of yourselves. Please take care of one another. Watch out for yourselves. Start to get healthy. just understand that we basically gonna have to, we're gonna have to take care of our health in these coming years. Go ahead, subscribe if you haven't done so before. Hit that notification bell. Take care of yourselves. May you always find water and shade. Peace. Till next time.